before we get started. I'm not going to be doing the training tonight. You'll be glad to. What I will do, just for the purpose of the training, is just to mute everybody. But as you know, at any time, you can unmute yourself for something relevant. I was hoping that Tracy Hanson is going to be on tonight, so I was going to get a testimonial, because I don't know if you noticed on the website, was it the official group maybe, that she sold £300 or £400. Kate, you're nodding. Madeleine's still at frame freeze. Remind us of the story.
She laminated one sheet of the new jewellery, images of the new jewellery, and she did doorstep demos of the sheet of paper with all the jewellery on it. She sold £100 worth of jewellery on the doorstep from one piece of paper, one piece of laminated demo sheet.
But she said she bought one of everything and sold nearly all of it.
I think she had bought some of it to have a look at.
Further to doing the lamination.
She sold all of that. She sold all of it, so that was absolutely amazing. Just because it would cost a little bit of money to obviously to print out a sheet for everybody's catalogue, but if you're showing it on the doorstep when you're doing deliveries and you only print it once, that's obviously very doable.
Yeah, and Janet's going to talk about something along these lines, but similar on our training tonight as well, which is why I was hoping that maybe Tracy would be on. So first of all, we're going to get a short training for Janet on the retail, because the success that she's created, I know she covered it at the Millionaires, but not everybody's seen it, and it's a slightly different approach when you're doing a Millionaires training. What you're going to do tonight is highlight some points that hopefully will help you to help your team to make money from the catalogue side. We know the online side's going great, and everything's going great, but we just need to help our team do more of it to get the money in their pocket. We should be able to see, can everybody see the slideshow there? See if we can get the camera up. It should be there in a wee minute. Kate, I've seen you. I'm just going to mute everybody first. Let's mute everybody. I'll unmute you, Janet, don't worry.
I was going to unmute you anyway.
Now, did you have the slides open, or are we using mine?
I was going to say, we've got them at the moment, but as I say, I think they're yours, aren't they?
Say that again, I think I missed the last part, sorry.
They're yours that we're looking at.
Yeah, but the reason I'm going to close mine down is that you share yours. It's much better because you have control over them. So what I'll do instead is I'll make you host.
I was going to say, there's a wee problem there, Lynn. We haven't got them.
Oh, I thought you said you had them. See, I did tell you there was no well, folks. Sorry, well, I'll just control the slides. Sorry, everybody. I do apologise. We'll share them again. I misheard you, Janet. I'm going to mute everybody because I think maybe just a wee bit of background noise for you. Don't know why you're coming up. Manage participants. Mute all. Yes, and then for short term, I'll find Janet and make you. I don't need to make you host actually. I just need to unmute you.
I've unmuted us.
That's it. She's unmuted.
Yeah.
I'm just going to change this to speaker view. So that's should. Let's not make it so large. Smile, you're on candid camera. Right. From the beginning. Right, Janet, it's over to you.
Right, so excellent. I was going to say, are you going to do the first one then?
Oh, that was just to introduce you. Wonderful Premier distributor, Janet Lyle. Retail is king.
Right, can you move on?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Right, I was going to say, good evening, everyone. Hope you've had a great day. And as Martin Luther King would say, I have a dream. And the thing is with me, I'm not actually afraid of hard work, so I can achieve it. I've had lots of different jobs. I was going to say, just very briefly, I started working at 15, and I've worked in all sorts of places. But one of my ex-bosses, he basically said to me one day when I'd gone in to help somebody out that was off sick, I just said, morning, and what's good about it? So I kind of made the decision then that I wanted to work for myself, but I didn't know what it was I wanted to do. And I heard about Clean Easy from my son's godfather when Owen was just 2, and there he is in a Clean Easy box. And as I say, he told me about a couple that he knew that were teachers, and they were making a reasonable amount of income in Clean Easy. And as I say, he told me about it several times, but he didn't actually tell me to let everybody know what you're doing and how to join them, because we actually joined through a newspaper advert with a different couple, which was Steve and his late wife Pam. Now, I was a high retailer from day one, and I actually started with 500 catalogues, much to the delight of Steve and Pam. And I learned that I just needed to make and follow a plan with 500 catalogues, because otherwise you're going to lose yourself. One of my previous jobs was in direct sales, so personal development books were already on my reading list. This is my favourite, Attitude is Everything, by Jeff Keller. And I think that is, as far as I'm concerned, a must read for everybody. Now, I qualified for the Directors Club in our previous company every year that it was up. And I had belief in myself that if I wanted something badly enough, I could achieve it. Now, we actually chose Viva MK because we had a proven track record from our previous company, and we had the belief in Michael. And I was actually in the top 10 sellers of the front cover product in last year. That should actually say last year. And was presented with a bottle of champagne and won a trip to Mexico. And as I say, that's where I met Lynn for the first time. Now, I couldn't believe that somebody with her knowledge and experience and everything else would want to spend so much time with us. But we had a great time. And as you can see from the pictures, it was very, very good. Now, when Viva MK came along, I was going to say, Lynn came down to do as a training, and she asked what our goals were. And I said, mouth went into action before the brain got into gear. I said that our first check needed to be £1,000 worth of profit in the first month. And I had 600 catalogues. In the time, the 6 weeks of that first period, well, we had a 2-week holiday in Norfolk. Steve got a new granddaughter, Lily, and that spent a week in Lincoln for that, which basically left us with 19 days to achieve the £1,000. So there was rather a lot of catalogues went out to my customer base. Unfortunately, some of them were ill or in hospital, they were away. So some of them actually got a catalogue twice with a little plea for help. And I did doorstep demos, which I'll go on to that a little bit later on, and blanket drops, and did a bit of presenting as well. And the good news is I did achieve the £1,000 profit, as I say, with a bit of help from friends. Now, as you saw earlier, my son in a cardboard box when he was 2, just for a laugh when we took this picture a couple of weeks ago, he decided to get in one that had got a window washer in it previously, just to show us that he could fit in one. And our other stars, Jeff and Jenny, and this is our next big goal. Jeff and Jenny, fantastic stars, love them to bits. New Zealand, this is where I've wanted to go since I was at school, and I intend to do it when I'm 60 in the year 2023. Now, my top tips: if the catalogues are in your house, then they're not going to earn you any money. Get them into the customers' houses. Don't change the system or the day ticket. Your sponsor has provided it. They've worked perfectly all right for them. They'll work for you too. Present yourself and your catalogues in pristine condition. After all, people buy people, and we're representing a brand new company that sells cleaning products. So we've got no excuse. Work as close to home as you can. People also buy from local distributors. If they see your address and you're just down the road, they're more likely to buy from you. Whichever day ticket you use, make sure that you pick your catalogues up on that day. No matter what the weather or circumstances, we don't have bad weather, we've only got inappropriate clothing. Be reliable and don't let your customers down. Be consistent and persistent. You will find the customers out there. There's a lot of Clean Easy customers and Betterware customers are wondering why they're not getting a catalogue anymore. Now, if you want larger orders, demonstrate something when you're delivering orders to your customers. I've turned a £3 delivery into a £33 order by doing this. And if you use the products yourself, you know how easily they are to sell on the doorstep. Be your own best customer. Be prepared to go the extra mile for any customer that has a query about any of the products. Take it from me, there's no traffic jam on the extra mile. The customer on the extra mile will be a customer for life. We often hear of slightly less orders in January. Be ahead of the game and give your customers a Christmas card in December. It's well worth the cost. Unfortunately, I've got about 800 customers. It also takes me a long time to write them out. Now, listen to your nearest successful upline. You wouldn't take slimming advice from a fat doctor, would you? Have a smile on your face and enjoy yourself. Now, these little things I think are really important. No sunglasses. People need to be able to see your eyes. They do trust you when they can see your eyes. They think you've got something to hide if they can't. And if the gate is shut when you arrive, make sure it is when you leave, preferably without breaking it. There's a story behind that. I'll tell you another time. Don't walk over their lawn. Now, it says there I'd normally say grass, but I find a lot of people wouldn't agree with my pronunciation. And as we see in the adverts, a dog is for life, not just for Christmas. Well, so is demonstrating the products. You can do it all through the year. Just pick something that you like and demonstrate it. And trying to get your customers on the consumables. They're wonderful. The customers try them, they like them, they wash them down the drain, and then they order it again on a regular basis. Now, for the ladies, a whole new exciting range of consumables. I find that the lipsticks, because you don't have to keep reapplying it, it stays on for hours, or the nail varnish, which is absolutely wonderful. It doesn't chip or fade, and it is also very quick drying. Just a little tip, get a bottle of the clear nail varnish, and what I'm actually doing on the doorstep is painting one of my customers' fingernails, and that way it shows them how quickly it dries. And the other thing it shows is when they're actually gone indoors and they've forgotten about your visit, all of a sudden they'll look at their fingernail and it will remind them that that is there. And when it's still on a week later, they think, oh, this is good, I'll order some of that next time I go. And I've actually had people order some while I've been delivering their previous order. And when I go back to deliver what they've ordered, they've actually ordered some more because I've shown them a bigger range. Now, like I said, that's actually great for the ladies. Now, I started off on the Saturday saying, sorry guys, you're going to have to find something else that works for you. But Jeff, our superstar, he actually went out and started painting people's nails, and he sold 2 bottles of nail varnish on the door. So, fantastic. Well done, Jeff. Now, as I say, my favourite motto is do a little, you get a little, do a lot, and you get a lot. Also, what I've been doing in the last couple of days while I've been delivering my orders, a lot of my customers are, should we say, of the elderly range, and some of them have not got the internet. So the ones that say they've got no internet, I've actually been showing them on my phone our online specials, and I've managed to sell to 3 different customers £30 worth in the last 2 days, just purely and simply by showing them the products. And I think I've got a lady that wants to order a duvet cover as well from what I've shown her tonight. So at the end of the day, the sales are out there, the consumables are wonderful. We took a photo of Steve's oven, which we've been purposely letting it get dirty. And we took a picture of it this morning before he cleaned it, and he actually sent me a picture of it after he'd cleaned it this evening. And I showed it to one of my customers, and she couldn't believe how good it is by using Ovenmate. So I think that will be a regular sale for her as well. So just try anything that you can, basically. It's, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I think at the end of the day, we need a little bit of help showing these people what we've got. And as I say, until we get some more products, just try and make the most of the ones that we have got. Anyway.
And earn £1,000 in your month.
Yes.
I was trying to clap at the sales that you got from just demonstrating the products, showing them on your phone. Because was that an idea that somebody told us recently? Who was it, Janet? That said,
Jackie told us about that last week.
Yeah, Jackie.
Jackie, there you go, Jackie. Your wee idea has got results. Well done, Jackie, for suggesting that. That was absolutely brilliant. If anybody's got any questions, you know, on, you know, building a customer base, it's the very foundation of why Viva MK is here today, because of the great relationships and the great success of a customer base. Please shout them out. But I'm now going to just make you host, Jinx. I think you're doing a wee short training just to, let me just, well, you can tell them yourselves, because I'm no real remember. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Sorry about this, folks. Jane, I'm just Jane, are you still signed in under me? Because it says Jane and it's. Oh, I love that wee song. Where's that came from? Who's playing? Where are you, Jane?
I'm here.
I'm trying to make you host.
I'm here.
I've made you host. Yes, change to Jane. No, what's happening is it's saying Jane, but it's got my picture beside your name.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're now host to share your short presentation.
Oh, great. Right, okay. Sorry.
Again, and then you can unmute yourself, because oh, you have to do it actually. If you're not muted, could you mute yourself for us just till this is all very, very short training that Jane done on Monday for our team, and we liked it so much we thought we'd just pop it in tonight.
I think the reason I did this is quite simply because we are getting very good income from the retail, and what we should remember really, really well from our previous network is that October, November, December were really high retail months. Now they can be really high retail months again, but what we may have to do this time, since the number of products are a lot less, we just have to be a wee bit more resourceful. But I think what is really important as well, and Janet's just proved that point, is it's really important to focus on the task or the goal. And my task or goal tonight was retail. The thing is, we get more of what we focus from. And I know that people will say, products are maybe a wee bit more expensive. There's lots of reason. Now, if we focus on that, that's exactly what we're going to see. Whereas if we get in our heads that this is the high retailing months, people buy in October, November and December. That's when they buy. They don't just buy for Christmas, they buy. It's spending months. But I went back to the very, very basics, things that large corporations use, the 5 W's and how. The who, what, when, where, why and how. Really, get really simple, and the simple things work. But start with the why. Now, you might have to ask yourself several times, if, like me, you are not a big retailer, and we were never big retailers, why would we do more retail? Well, more money. That why may not be the right answer, though, because you see, money isn't always the answer. It's what you can get for that money. It's the purpose of what you can get that gives you drive. It's not always money itself. But if I do more retail, that why gives me more choice, because if I have more money, then I choose to do what I want to do with it. It might just be that you want to achieve the levels. That was really important for us, and I'm sure it was equally important for every single person that built networks in the previous industry. We wanted to achieve the level, and we wanted to get the recognition. That was important for me in the first month. Just, you know, you have to find what drives you, though. What makes you go out with 600 catalogues and keep them working week in, week out, day in, day out. Who? Well, that's simple. The who's really simple. It's you, both of you, or all of you. Now, the people in your household might not all be involved, but if they're all on board, then that makes life simpler. It's not that they need to be involved, but what they don't need to be is giving you reasons why you shouldn't do something. And I think that's something to bear in mind. What? Well, increase the amount of orders that you're looking for every day, every week, every month, because it's not just Christmas. And when can you do it? Well, as soon as you set the date and the time. People buy more, as I said, in the run up to Christmas, but don't just let it be for Christmas. Janet mentioned Christmas cards to all your customers, and please, if you can, handwrite them. Start now, but handwrite them. That tends to be a wee bit more powerful than maybe anything else. Even if you've got a stamp for some of it, and you make sure you handwrite your name or a wee personal message. So you're going to do cards to all your catalogue customers, but what about your online customers? What about the people who have, like Louise, a really good online base? Well, yes, we do put messages up in our online shops. Merry Christmas, have a great time. But what about a wee personal message to every single online customer? That would be equally powerful to anyone that's bought from you. We need to start getting into just out the box, think out of the box, think a wee bit harder about it, because you're going to have to work a wee bit harder for every pound. But the 35% is really, really worth it. Well, where? Now, this is the great thing. You've got online, and Facebook's one of the most commonly used one. But since Louise had a little online chat, we've looked at other things too. And with Instagram, thanks to Ursula, I now know that you can link those to Facebook, and maybe it'll stop us getting those dreadful Facebook bans. Spock, I've not used, but again, Carousel seems to be simple to use. It's all pre-loved stuff, but do be aware that you want to build up some credibility with it, because one of the comments I did see was that it seemed to be open to people who weren't always totally honest, shall we say. So with Carousel, build up your credibility and it should work well with you. Catalogues, where do you put them? Well, friends, family, strangers, and local small businesses. Because see, when we're doing those trainings, what we do is we pull from the information that everybody else tells us. And last week, Mary Mullen told us that she's been going to a customer of hers who happens to have a dry cleaners and been selling the Wipeout stain remover to this dry cleaning customer, and she gets an order of over €100 3, 4 or 5 times a year. Now do remember, added to that though, don't go to the chains of dry cleaners. You won't get the same response from them. Do look for your wee local small businesses. Give them a wee drop in a bottle. Ask them if they would mind trying it out. Let you know what they think. You feel it's a good product and might well cut down their time. So remember, build in the what's in it for me in it. It's not what's in it for you, it's what's in it for them. Where? Well, just as Janet said, and we've seen again with Tracy, show another product when you deliver. And always remember, have a catalogue in that book or in that order when you deliver it, whether it's online or customer. I do think we should all have essentials catalogue or the wee interim catalogue, the first one that came out. What better to get them involved in our consumables? Never mind if you don't have enough of the other catalogues, let's worry about that. As I said at the beginning, focus on what you want. Don't focus on what you don't have. So if you've got lots of those catalogues, give them one. Just leave them with them. Let them know that you're leaving it. But where? Well, you've got in-house parties. And I saw a comment the other day. A girl obviously was uncomfortable using online. It was another network. She did over £4,500 of products in a 3-week period. She did 32 parties. Now that's a fair bit of work. But you know, she was only get the average order from those parties could only have been £146. That's not a lot of money from a party. I was doing parties that gave me £300 and £400. So it's not a lot of money, but what about an in-house party with some of your friends? Or better still, get one of your friends to do it. But remember, if you're doing that, it's cup of tea and a biscuit, because you want somebody to duplicate it. You don't want them to think, oh, Kate did all that baking. Oh my goodness, if I do a party, I've got to do all that baking. No, cup of tea and a biscuit. And, you know, that way you'll get other parties. Online parties, live or not live. You can do the what's in my box this week, live. But you can also do it not live. You can have an event that's not live and post products. So as I say, think outside the box and see where you're going to get that extra retail from. And how are you going to do it? Well, you're going to do it with determination, with consistency, with regularity, but most importantly, you're going to set your target and you'll find a way. That is the most important piece of advice that anyone can give you. Set a target and then you will get there. We announced that we were going to Monte Carlo with another company many years ago, and the area manager at that time was there and announced it to everyone in the room. We were horrified. Well, we were and we weren't, but failing wasn't an option. Pride wouldn't have let me fail. The month before we went, at that time we were sitting at 10%, all our team had disappeared. So there was us, and there was us. And the month before we qualified for Monte Carlo, we were only turning over 4,500. Remember, we weren't high retailers, and we did a bit extra. We did £1,800 of retail that period, but we didn't do loads. We finished at £800 over the target. we bought £400 of product, which to this day is still in a house in the form of standard lamps, bedside lamps, really lovely ones. And I remember feeling a wee bit guilty that we had bought that amount of product to qualify for a trip. But our daughter has just booked a weekend in Monte Carlo at the Monaco Grand Prix. She's 50 next year, my goodness. And she wants to go to the Monaco Grand Prix. She's staying in Nice. We stayed in Monte Carlo itself at the Grand Hotel on the hairpin bend. The weekend she's having at the racetrack and a night of meeting the drivers is costing her £6,500 for 2 people. So, was I upset at spending £400? Well, thank goodness we did, because we were all over the place and it never cost us a penny. So focus on the outcome, not the obstacle, because there'll be plenty. Doesn't matter what you're doing in this life. But just remember, in a job, there are obstacles every hour, on the hour, by the hour. At least we make our own obstacles in this business. So focus on the outcome. And when you focus on the problems, you'll just have more problems. But when you focus on the possibilities, you'll find more opportunities. And a marvellous quote from Winston Churchill to finish up. You'll never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. So keep your focus, ignore all other possibilities out there. And you know, I was always told, and it is true, if you're not happy with what you're doing, then you do more. And the team that you have will then follow you and do more too. So it works on all levels, doesn't it? And I'll stop the share there, Lynn.
Excellent. Thanks so much. I think you maybe, I don't think you need to make me